How's it going, my G's? It's Artifact. Welcome back to another day in your life. That's very exciting for you, isn't it? You're still alive. Well done, you've made it. You're probably wondering why I'm holding a cucumber and not a Toblerone. And the answer is, I don't know. Okay? Today, I've got a free bass preset for you guys. And this bass preset was actually designed by our fellow preset maker in the house. Give a big warm welcome to the Shadow Master.
One day, I'm going to design an entire Neurofunk album using the same vital preset.
Yeah, I'm genuinely really sorry about that, guys. He is actually such a weirdo, really. But yeah, he makes the vital basses. And he's made one for you guys for free. So you got to give him a little bit of love at least. Anyway, let's have a little listen to this loop. And just before we get into that, if you wouldn't mind hitting one of the sort of flavoursome buttons down below. I think there's like a star fruit or like a sweet potato. And also you can check out my online metaverse community on Discord, where we talk to each other virtually and pretend that we are really good at making music, because really we're all terrible. Nah, just kidding, we're all amazing. Yeah, let's get into this loop. Hope you like it, and you can download the free preset down below. Now, it's called the Toblerone because it's really nice and crunchy, but it's also got quite a bit of a nice sort of chocolatey base in it as well. And I'm going to just run over a few like cool tips in Vital for building patches. Some things I've mentioned before, but worth reminding you of, and some other new things. And let's just sort of run through this preset from start to finish, and then like give you some sort of tips along the way. So what I did was I started with like basically I think it's just like a bunch of sine waves, to be fair. Nothing crazy, but this second one here has like the phase dispersion mode on it. So if we just sort of listen, if I take that off, right, okay, so we have a sine wave and a saw wave. Okay, so starting off with a low sine wave, and this goes into a saw wave via the FM1. And I timed the rhythm of the bass by using the detuning, so it's at 22 on 3 voices. So you listen, it goes doom 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 doom, and that's because of the detuning. So if I were to change that, almost got it spot on there. That's like almost double the speed at 34. But so I timed it with this, and then I used that as a starting point to then go on and like continue making the sound design after that. But yeah, that's really tasty already as a like horrible saw wave sound. But so then I added this phase disperser, just to kind of give a whole new different sound really. And yeah. We then add in a third oscillator, and we FM again from oscillator 2, and this one's just set to 1 voice, so it's not really moving anything. Again, it's just purely for texture and extra harmonics, and it's got this really nice movement, you know, do no 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 no, and that's coming from just detuning one of these oscillators. So that's tasty already, and then I added a little bit of texture, and this is a cool little tip for the FM from white noise. So it starts off in the first oscillator here, so the level's down, but there's just a bit of frequency modulation going on. And what I did is I put a macro on the amount, and so I can sort of adjust it, really sort of fine tune how much I want to use, because you know in such a small range it makes such a big difference. So by putting on a macro, someone else gave me this tip a while ago on YouTube on a comment, then you can like get more precise control like in this little range. So that's a great use for macros, I believe. But yeah, we've got a bit of that on there, and what I've actually done is I've randomized it slightly as well, and I did this afterwards because I wanted to introduce a little bit more realism into the patch. So I just randomized like a few things, and one of them happened to be the FM sample, and the other 2 things are just like the distortion amount, the other like FM amounts, and basically, you know, I think there's one on the on the FM, And yeah, it's just on all the FMs basically. There's a tiny bit of randomizing, so it moves around a little bit. But yeah, so we've got the white noise back in the sine wave, going through all of our sort of chain here. Nice and crunchy now. So now it's like lots of harmonics. So next step for me is then to sort of filter it, give a bit more shaping to it, like cutting up the broccoli. And so this is where I've sort of changed the bass here now to make it this kind of like more wobbly LFO bass by using the low pass filter here on all of the oscillators. We could sometimes like to leave a tiny bit of like high end in just by having the mix not quite at 100. Almost see it as like sort of a bit of analog circuitry signal being left in sort of by accident. That's how I kind of imagine that. And yeah, the next thing what I've done is I've put that on a simple LFO here on a dotted note, and I've drawn in the shape to be like a little bit different to just a normal triangle. Just to make, just to get the exact movement that I wanted. And then the next thing that makes it interesting is as it wobbles over time, a second filter opens up to change the tone of it. And it's going to sound like it's going up in pitch, but really I'm just sort of like boosting the resonance and then moving that up. So it's sort of like exaggerating different harmonics along the way up. So have a little listen. So it almost sounds like it's going dun, 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 up in pitch, but it's just the boosts of the mid-range here moving up. So what I've got is I've got the LFO3 here, which is like a ramp up, and this is like moving the cutoff of this filter up slowly over time, so it wobbles and changes in tone as you hold the note down. And it's just coming in from filter 1 here, bit of drive, and I've kind of mixed it in a little bit, and there's a little bit of like on the main like wobble is also being modulated on the cutoff. So imagine it's wobbling quickly and also going up slowly over time. So it's like two modulations on the same cutoff, which is perfectly fine. Yeah, so next thing then after that is we pretty much get straight into the effects, where we literally just enhance it and distort it a little bit more. And yeah, a bit of chorusing first, and I've put this on my LFO as well. And so it kind of opens up and closes like the sort of stereo spread of the sound, like throughout the wobble. Makes it a bit more organic. I love doing that all the time. Then the chorus, I smash up the attack and turn down the release, so it becomes really aggressive. And then I'll mix in that aggression on the LFO with the mix knob here. So it's like this overly massively like multi-band chorus compressor effect that just gets a bit insane with a Vital sometimes. I'm just using it on full power, but then just mixing in the effect on my modulation, so I can get this like nice bit of high end sort of when it comes up. Yeah, really nice and crunchy there. Then a little bit of reverb just to put it in a space, and then just sort of distorting it afterwards, and then tiny bit of movement on the drive as well to add extra dynamics into the sound here. Already pretty nice at that point, and then I've like put a tiny tail on the sound with a bit of delay, like less than 0.1%. Sorry, less than 1%. And then a little bit of EQ just to like look at the frequencies and boost a little bit where it could have a little bit more juice. So I've kind of boosted this area around 2 or 3K. Just to give a bit more presence where it was lacking a little bit. And that's basically the patch then at that point. That's the free Toblerone bass. Grab the link down below. While you're down there, check out my latest Vital preset pack, Meta Bass. Some more banging basses in there, like probably better than this one. And yeah, come along and join Discord if you want to support the channel. Always appreciate that. And yeah, I'm actually just rising my production one-on-one lesson prices as well starting from today. So just to deal with inflation, I suppose. But yeah, come along for a session if you want to get a bit more hands-on and a bit more technical one-on-one. Always up for that. Meeting new people as well. So yeah, thanks for watching. Stay safe. Text your nan and tell her you love her, and we'll talk soon. Bye.